Good evening, and welcome to another unboxing from the Board of Damocles. I'm your host, Jim Buchanan, and today we are going to break out the expansion for TI4, Prophecy of Kings. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. I'm not sure that I'm really excited about having two more players in it. I've played an 8-player game one time. It took like 24 hours of play. It was crazy, and I don't know that I ever want to do it again. Now, having said that, it was the first time I'd ever played TI, and I played with TI3, and let me just say that I think TI4 is better. Let's start with that. I think it is a little more streamlined, but probably the place that I think that will help us the most is I think half of us had never played it before, so myself included. So it was almost like every time we got back together, because we'd play for like 4 hours one night, and then we'd go home. Everybody would take pictures of the board, and a guy would cover it up, and the guy hosting, and it was just crazy, right? So, but he had one of the two expansions, and we played with that. We didn't, and this one brings in some stuff from those, some new races, some other things, some extra stuff, some new stuff, whatever. It brings it in, and I have talked, I think, multiple times to multiple people about this. I couldn't wait for this, right? The TI4 expansion. I was so excited to get it. So anyway, I got this in the mail today, New Year's Eve, 2020. Crappy year, but we got a TI4 expansion that year. So it does make it a little better. But let's break this one open. I mean, it's probably been in my house for all of, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, maybe, if that. I had to get the kids out of the game room. So there you go. All right, very good. Excellent. Oh, yes. Look at that. Right. So anyway, let's kind of go through what this is gonna do. Right. Like, what does it mean? You know, what is this? What's in this expansion? All right. There are 7 new factions. I think that brings us, I can't remember how many in the other one. I want to say that the other, that in TI4 there are like 16 or 18. I don't know. It's a lot, right? I think there's at least 18, because I think everybody gets a choice of 3 if you pass them out. So either way, so here you go, right? Check it out. So 7 new factions. Components for 2 additional players. It does require TI4, so if you don't have it, you gotta buy it. Having said that, the expansion is almost the same price as the base game, but there's a ton of stuff in here, okay? So you get 8 new technologies, 1 promissory note, and 4 plastic units for each player, okay? So you're gonna get 4 new stuff, 4 new things, 3 leaders and 1 mech for each faction, 84 exploration and relic cards, 22 new standard system tiles, whoa, 9 hyper lanes, 1 wormhole nexus, 13 new agenda cards, 20 new action cards, and 40 new objective cards. Awesome. Okay, more content, right? That is what this game needs. Sarcasm. Okay, hundreds of tokens, including extra infantry, fighters, and trade goods. Great. I don't know that we've ever run out of those, but if we did, we would need them. So let's break it out. Let's see what's in this giant monster of a box. It is pretty good size. It's probably the biggest expansion box. This is, if you're keeping track, this is probably close to the size, maybe not the exact same box size, but pretty close to the same box size as, say, Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth, or Mansions of Madness, that size Fantasy Flight, right? So I do like that they've started doing this, shrink wrapping their punch stuff. Keeps things from just kind of going everywhere, you know, because they do punch out pretty easy. Prophecy of Kings expansion rules. This is what I would expect. Lots of story, lots of cool stuff, and then bam, let's get into it, right? So we've already gone through what the components are, but we didn't talk about the system tiles, right? We've got a Mirage Planet token. We've got a Destroyed Planet token. We have 13 attachment tokens, 6 generic, 4 tech, 1 DMZ, and 2 Titan. An Ion Storm token, 6 dimension tier tokens, 4 gamma wormhole tokens. Oh man. So I wonder what that does to the ghosts, right? Does that make them more powerful? 40 system and hyperlane tiles. So yeah, you've got all new stuff. That's so cool. Anyway, so 40 planet cards. You've got, check this out. You've even got, here, let me pull this up a little closer, right, so you can see. So you've got your sensor mass, your launcher cluster, your primary drives, your missile mass feed, or mass missile feed, exhaust vents, and your motive gyros. I don't know why we need it, but awesome. If you want to play the Long War, you can now play to 14 points. I'm not sure what that means other than a week of your time. So, which is fine, yeah, right? If you've got it, then good for you, man. That's great. This is such a cool game. So there's tips on integrating integrating it and how you set up the hyperlane. 5, 7, and 8 player setups. Yeah, that's crazy. So let's see. Like I said, rules, mech units, legendary planets. You're going to get that. Capture, so you can capture units, which we haven't done before. This is just basically destroy. Hyperlanes, wormhole nexus, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 player setup. Just different things. If you want to incorporate the new ones in there, just like they've got just like before, you've got the numbers on each of those too. So very, very cool. All right. Let's take a look here. So the lore compendium, all of the story and stuff that you want. And these are, well, let's look at what these are. So if this is the point where spoilers if you don't want to know, right? I think we probably already got past some of that, but just in case, if you're one of those people that doesn't want to know what those races are, what they do, or anything else until you get your copy or whatever, hey, you can do that. So, all right, you've got all the different colors. That's cool with this kind of other side of the mat. If you remember the player mats as they were before, like this, and you had kind of a side that you could, put your token, oh goodness, I'm blanking. Your action tokens and that kind of thing on your, oh man, that's terrible, right? Yeah. But either way, you can slide these in on one side, the others in on the other side. Fleet tokens, that kind of stuff. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So, but yeah, your tactic, your fleet, and strategy tokens. Golly, what an idiot. All you had to do was go to the next page. So, but yeah, so you've got tactic, fleet, and strategy tokens, right? You slide this in on, I'm going to use a wrong color here, but it doesn't matter, right? Let's just do it for effect here. You can slide these in underneath if you wanted to, and slide those in just like that. And now you've got an extra giant board that is going to tell you exactly what you want for every player. Good luck fitting this on your table if it's the same size as mine, which is 5x3. Not happening. You almost need side tables. But hey, we break out other tables when we play this game, or we play at somebody else's house, because it's that big and that important to us. Okay, so, or at times we play in other locations that have more tables and all that. So, all right, so let's look at these at the races here we've got. All right, so we have the Empyreans. Very nice. They are void-born. Nebulae do not affect your ship's movement. Ether passage. After a player activates a system, you may allow that player to move their ships through systems that contain your ships. Ooh, that's cool, right? Dark Whispers, right? So during setup, take the additional Empyrean faction promissory note. You have 2 faction promissory notes. Very cool. All right. Then you have the Mahakt Gene Sorcerers, right? They have Edict, Imperia, Hubris. I'm not going to read all of those. All right. The other thing to note is they start with 4 commodities, right? These guys start with 3. The next, the Wheelroth Cabal, right? The space dinosaurs. you know, mutant dinosaurs with multiple eyes like that look kind of glow in the dark sort of thing. That they look really cool. They start with 2 commodities, right? And they have Devour, makes sense, right? Capture our opponent's non-structure units that are destroyed during combat. Amalgamation, right? Rift Meld, nice. So there you go. There's another view of them, and they've got that crazy blowing up world. That makes sense. Okay, then you've got the Naz Roka Alliance Space Kitties, except not just kitties. They've got drivers. They're like robot kitties almost with drivers on the back. That's just insane. For too long, the galaxy has squabbled over the bones of our predecessors. It's time for something new. Nice. So they have Distant Suns and Fabrication, 3 commodities. I would recommend reading the lore on the back of these. It's pretty cool. And somebody spent a lot of time putting that together, and it's awesome. So we have the Argent Flight, right? Quetzalcoatl, that is their flagship. Nice. Okay. They do look cool. They're like the bird people, right? So they have Zeal and Raid Formation. And then you have the Nomads that look kind of like Princess Leia Bounty Hunter, right? So they've got Memoria as their flagship. They also get 4 commodities. And they are Company and Future Sight. And then last but not least, the Titans of Ul, also known as Ultron. So they've got Kuranos, right? Terragenesis, Awaken, and Coalescence. And they have an upgrade to their cruisers called Saturn Engine 1. I like it. That's pretty awesome. So, very cool. All right. Well, you know, I'm going to avoid popping all of these open right now because I don't want to have to find a home for them before I do some more things here today. Needless to say, you'll have all the new factions. You've got all the pieces, and you've got, you know, their home planets and the markings on them and all of that too. And, you know, like that's just, how would you like to be from that one? So, and you have construction and diplomacy. So you've got new tiles as well going in. So they changed a few things to make it more balanced. So if you're going to play with that many players and that many people. The orange, all right. The orange is very, very bright. Okay. The pink, also very, very bright. Should not be hard to tell these apart. Should not be hard to see anything different on the field of play either. So here you go. Here are your mechs in all the different colors, which is good, right? So, and then we've got, it looks like, here are some action cards, some planets, and it looks like some things that planets that go with. Yeah, okay. Development algorithms. So it looked like those looked like some tech cards, and these are new in-game objectives. Okay. All the same, you know, mini-sized cards, which they work really well. You know, right? New political things. So, yeah, more text. There you go. The planets. Okay. Awesome. Very cool. And this should look very similar in terms of the way it goes versus the way that the original looked as well. So I'm going to stick these all back in there and box it back up. And Folded Space, I'm looking at you. I really need you to give me that expansion. I need that. I need that expansion that you promised for you know, for the insert that I've got. I'd like to put all this in the same box. I'm just kidding. I can't imagine that that's going to happen. I hope so, but I can't imagine. But if you can do it, great. I'm in. You know, I'll pay for it. Well, very good. Well, this has been another game unboxing from the Board of Damocles. Thank you for watching. This has been Twilight Imperium 4 expansion, the Prophecy of Kings expansion. So, yeah. Appreciate you watching. Thank you. Have a good night.